It's a nation on the rise. In culture,
we have 5 or 6 of the most prestigious universities, and we're continuing to get more.
Sports and diplomacy.
It is a country which wanted to play a larger role in foreign policy.
Coming up on Inside the Middle East, we explore Qatar, a tiny country with big ambitions. Welcome to Inside the Middle East. I'm Rima Maktabi. This month we're coming to you from Doha, the capital of the tiny Persian Gulf state of Qatar. It's a small country, but Qatar has big ambitions, both for the region and the world. Welcome to Doha. Modern, shiny, and nowhere to go but up. Ten years ago, none of these skyscrapers were here. Now, Doha is home to one of the biggest construction booms in the Middle East. Foreign workers, mostly from countries like Pakistan and Sri Lanka, are helping Qatar to build and prepare the nation for its coming out party, the 2022 FIFA World Cup. In the next decade, 12 new stadiums will be built here. The plans, including air-conditioned arenas, are massive. But rulers hope to prove that Qatar has become the hub for business, culture, and sports. Of course, it wasn't always like this. Just ask 72-year-old Saad Ibrahim Al-Jassim. Al-Jassim is one of the few remaining pearl divers in Qatar. He remembers the quieter days, just over half a century ago. Then, pearl diving was the nation's biggest breadwinner. Today, pearls are imported from China, and the traditional craft has largely dried up.
Now people are not very patient. They want everything very fast. They want to go, dive, get the oyster, open them, get the pearls, sell them, get the money. It's impossible. Cannot be like this. You have to be patient.
But being patient in Qatar is not easy. Things move quickly here. Maybe that's because the country sits on the third largest natural gas reserves in the world. Petrodollars are fueling Qatar's boom. And at less than half the size of Haiti, with fewer than 2 million residents, this oil-rich peninsula jutting out of Saudi Arabia also holds another title: the richest nation in the world. The massive wealth in GDP per capita, say analysts, is driving Qatar's local development.
The vision for Qatar is really not to be confined with the size in terms of land or the population, to really be a major player on the regional and, if possible, on the international arena.
That vision includes culture, film festivals, red carpets, and modern museums, where East meets West. Like this one, the Museum of Islamic Art, designed by renowned architect I.M. Pei. It also includes education, with a multi-million-dollar education city built to house several American universities, and of course, sports.
The first time that the World Cup is hosted in an Islamic country, the first time the World Cup is hosted in an Arab country. So the implication is huge.
All of it funded by oil wealth. And all of it under the guidance of the country's ruler, Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, alongside his education-minded wife, Sheikha Moza bint Nasser. The Amir has paved the way for modern development in Qatar since assuming power in 1995. Salman al-Sheikh at the Brookings Doha Center sees more than a spending spree in the boom.
The Amir and Her Highness and Prime Minister are people who believe that the Arab world has not been performing perhaps the way it should have been. That there is a lot more to do in terms of building the human capital of Qatar itself and the region. Having pioneered it at home, they also believe that the Arab and Muslim world and the people of this region also deserve this.
Without the Emir's leadership,
perhaps that's why Qatar has emerged as a regional player this past year. With much of the Middle East caught up in unrest, Qatar was quiet and calm.
Hello, it's good to see you.
And Doha responded with bold diplomacy, openly supporting Libyan rebels in the battle to unseat Gaddafi last year.
Make things available for the Libyan people to defend themselves.
And more recently, with calls to arm the opposition in Syria.
مساء الخير، هذه عناوين جولتنا الإخبارية لهذا المساء.
Meanwhile, Qatar's flagship, government-funded Arabic news network Al Jazeera influenced millions of Arabs with wall-to-wall coverage of the Arab Spring, from Tunisia to Taqrீر.
Even prior to what's been going on in this particular Arab awakenings, it is a country which wanted to play a larger role in foreign policy.
And that means making friends with just about everyone, from Hamas to the Taliban. There's even an Israeli commercial office in Doha and a major US military base.
If you look to Qatar, we are a small country and we have to defend the interest of Qatar. Qatar doesn't mean if we have a good relation, military relation or economic relation with the United States, we forget the other. I mean, this is our policy. We are open for all the countries and we will defend our interest.
For most Qataris, watching their country rise is interesting enough. With the economy climbing every year, there is little to complain about, even if the old ways go away.
If I live in the old days by 10 riyals for a month, it's okay with me. I'm living now 100,000 for a month. Instead of riding a donkey and camel, see, I'm riding now Mercedes.
Al Jassim, like many here, just hopes the tourists keep coming. They certainly will for the World Cup, to watch soccer in a capital city on the rise, both for Qatar and the region.
And it's not just the World Cup. Qatar is also hoping to host the Olympic Games in 2020. One of the reasons, say rulers, is to promote women in sports. This year, at the London Olympics, Qatar will send its first female athletes. I spoke to one of them.
Ready? Aim. Fire. 19-year-old Bahiya Al-Hamad hits her mark. It's early in the day and she's on her way to a perfect game. But this young Qatari already has a bigger target in her sights.
Of course, I would love to be a world champion or an Olympic champion.
She may actually get that chance. At this shooting club outside Qatar's capital, Doha, Al-Hamad is training for the 2012 Olympics. It will be her first major international competition. But Al-Hamad's trip to London this summer will make history for a different reason. Qatar has never sent female athletes to the Olympics. Al-Hamad and two others, a swimmer and a sprinter, will be the nation's first female Olympians. It's the chance of a lifetime, she says.
Of course, it's every athlete's dream to reach the Olympics. I'm so excited I want to cry. I love it. I was optimistic, but I never expected to reach the games.
It's an honor she doesn't take lightly. Women in this conservative Persian Gulf nation enjoy many freedoms. They can vote, run for political office, and even drive cars, unlike their neighbors in Saudi Arabia. Still, some discrimination remains.
Some men don't understand the idea of a female shooter yet. It depends. Some are okay with it, but others say, you're a female and you shoot?
Here at the range, though, Al-Hamad's male colleagues have nothing but respect.
I think, women now are better than us. I'm very happy for her, and I hope she does well in the Olympic Games.
But doing well means training, lots of it, because there's little time to waste. Al-Hamad practices with her Uzbeki coach for 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's a grueling schedule for a college student. But she'll be up against some of the best 10-meter rifle shooters in the world.
We participate in Junior Olympic Games in Singapore with Bahia 2 years before. But her result was not good there. But I hope in these Olympic Games we have chance.
She almost didn't get the chance. Al-Hamad has won several regional competitions, but she missed out on qualifying for London by half a point. Her Olympics invite came in the form of a wild card draw. No matter, she says, Al-Hamad sees the games as an opportunity.
It's an accomplishment for every Qatari woman. I hope I can live up to their expectation.
Al-Hamad still doesn't know what she'll do if she wins the gold. Score a few more points for women in the region. Coming up, college students making the grade and testing the limits of Qatari society.
There's still a lot of cultural barriers that we need to kind of overcome.
Of all the Earth's vast resources, none is more valuable than the human mind. At Qatar Foundation, we're giving some of the world's most innovative thinkers the opportunity to move us all towards a brighter future. Through education, science and research, and community development, our mission is to help the people of the world to unlock their potential.
Tomorrow believes the more of our world we see, the richer we become. Fly Emirates. Hello, tomorrow.
The CNN app is now available for Windows phones. Get breaking news alerts, the latest headlines, videos from CNN, and if you see something